Most people think climate change will damage the economy. It already is. And not slowly. The fact of the matter is this: the global economy is being redesigned in real time, but this time by risk. Markets depend on one thing overall: predictability. Businesses invest because they can estimate the future. Supply chain works because timing is stable. Insurance exists. Why? Because risk is measurable. And climate change attacks all three at once. Financial risk frameworks increasingly classify climate impacts as systemic risk because they undermine planning reliability. So this leaves us with damage. What is the obvious cost of damage? Destroyed buildings, broken infrastructure, lost harvests. But physical damage is the smallest long-term economic effect. The bigger cost, that remains uncertainty. So let's revert back to a couple of uncomfortable truths, because this is a relatively heavy subject, right? And here is the first uncomfortable truth. The economy fears unpredictability more than destruction itself. So markets can price disasters. They struggle to price instability. Financial institutions consistently identify uncertainty and volatility as greater threats than isolated losses. Supply chains. Supply chains are like early warning systems. They rely on timing, reliability, geographical stability. But climate stress, it uniquely disrupts all three. Global trade analysis shows extreme weather increasingly disrupts logistics and production networks. So one flooded factory can have ripple effects across continents. But the money, let's follow the money. Money reacts faster than governments do. Investors move away from high-risk regions, and the insurance retreat accelerates this withdrawal. Infrastructure follows capital, so all of that gets away. As a matter of fact, risk pricing and investment patterns increasingly incorporate climate exposure in long-term planning. This quietly redraws economic geography. Resulting in what? Resulting in money moving away from places because they are no longer predictable. Bittersweet for the ones left behind. And here is the second uncomfortable truth. Some regions will grow poorer, even if they do everything right. Adaptation does not guarantee economic stability. Some regions will face structural disadvantages simply due to exposure. As a matter of fact, economic modeling suggests uneven impacts across regions due to geography and climate sensitivity. So effort matters. Every little bit of it matters. Especially when you see the one thing that is undeniable. The money is retreating. Do you recall the insurance video that we dropped? And if you don't, I'm going to leave a link to it in the eye and even at the end of the video so you guys can check that out. But what I basically spoke about there is that you have to look at it this way. Insurance is the permission system of the economy. No insurance means no loans. No loans means no investment. And no investment means economic decline. So when insurers retreat, growth retreats. And insurers don't retreat easy. So you can best believe that something viable is going down. But I would be remiss if I did not speak to the new map of globalization. What does that even mean? Well, for decades, globalization followed cost. Now it follows stability. Companies are choosing regions that can operate reliably. Energy stability, water stability, climate stability are now becoming factors of core consideration for MNCs to invest billions into regions. Industrial policy and corporate strategy increasingly include climate resilience considerations. But what does this mean for the regular Joe? Well, this reaches daily life faster than people can expect it. Jobs move. Prices change. Cities will either grow or shrink. Migration will always follow opportunity. Some people might find their city overtly packed with a new wave of people with a bunch of hopes and dreams. Others might see bustling communities that they've seen for decades on end dry up. Because here's the brutal truth. Amongst all of this, somewhere, climate risk becomes economic destiny. So climate change is not just warming the planet, it's reorganizing prosperity, quite literally. The next economic divide will not be rich and poor. It will be stable and unstable. If this changed how you see climate risk, subscribe. This is Noviksgiven. We explain the systems shaping everyday lives long before they break. Or at least we try to. I'll see you in the next one.